Hey there folks, Champesk here, bringing another audio commentary, and today we have an elf mirror between What Do You Want and, sorry, I'm not sure who the other player is actually, and, Porno Sonic. It's a pretty common player. I believe he's Ukrainian. I don't exactly remember. He's sort of fairly big on the European scene at least. He's not too well known sort of on the international scale, but he's a pretty decent player. And I'm afraid I don't know What Do You Want, but I believe this is a game from Pro Ladder, so I assume he's gonna be a pretty good gamer. And this is gonna be an elf mirror. Looks like it's starting out pretty standardly. This is on Secret Valley, so obviously huntresses are a possibility, but we're seeing early Ancient of Wars from both sides, so it looks like we're going to be seeing typical Demon Hunter, couple archers, and then maybe tech up to either bears or dots. Dots are not uncommon on this map because of those healing fountains negate sort of some of the brilliant effect of that, having those bears rejuvenate, but certainly it's not beyond the realms possibility that we'll see fast expansions actually as well, quite likely. We could see maybe a transition to maybe just getting a bunch of archers and then Naga and then a couple dots and then pushing it tier 2. Certainly there's a lot of possibilities on this map. And What Do You Want? I'm going to need a shorter name for him. I might just call him What, although that's going to be confusing. Just if it might sound like it's just a sort of bridge sentence of some sort. We'll see what I decide to do. Anyways, looks like Demon Hunter from what and Porno Sonic also going for a Demon Hunter, and looks like both of them are going for this typical archer creep. Obviously, building the Ancient of War right at the back is quite popular now, so that it can never be aggroed and it isn't any difficulty at all to actually pull the creeps in. But actually, Sonic here sort of sending his archer on a really diverted route, really going to slow down his creeping by a couple seconds at least, and the sort of in mirrors especially, a couple seconds can really be everything. And obviously having one archer, or having one wisp repair this Ancient of War is pretty common in this map as well. So it looks like both sides will be doing the same thing. As I say, I think Sonic's creeping was slightly impaired just by the fact that he chased down that wisp to no avail. Obviously he was never going to get the kill, but for some reason he decided to chase it anyways. Maybe he just wasn't paying attention, and obviously the archer went to auto attack it. But it looks like actually neither side I don't think has picked up a skill yet, or maybe Sonic has. No, Sonic hasn't either. That's pretty standard. Obviously you don't really need to pick one out, but chances are they'll be going for mana burn first. But obviously there are situations in which evasion would be better first, such as if you're being pushed really hard, you don't have time to get to level 2 and it turns out your opponent sort of has gone for a different hero than you're expecting or something like that. But certainly mana burn isn't useful really at tier 1, or when you're at level 1, because you're pretty much just going to be creeping. And so sometimes it's better actually just to skill evasion first, just so that like during this creeping, for example, you take slightly less damage, although obviously you do risk the possibility of being pushed earlier and then not having mana burn or something. And anyways, it looks like What Do You Want is now at level 2. Does have his tech started, and I imagine this is going to be pretty common in terms of mirroring. Yeah, it looks like Sonic's actually a bit behind in terms of his tech, and actually it looks like Sonic actually putting up an Ancient of War right next to this Tree of Ages. Quite an interesting move here. Obviously he's not going to want to cancel his tech. He might have to build a couple archers and send them back. Actually he's sending some archers back now, which is just going to take a bit of his time. Not a thing you see very commonly actually, considering how late in the game it is. Building that Ancient of War is really going to set back his economy a bit, because he is going to have to cancel it. He's going to lose a bit of resources, and he might well lose that wisp as well. So a bit of an interesting move there from Sonic actually. Really interesting way to start out this game, and it looks like we do have this creeping still going on from Sonic. He's still actually not getting too much from this creeping. He's creeping really easy camp still, and actually pumping out archers really quickly as well. Actually What Do You Want coming in for the creep steal, but doesn't quite get it, and looks like he's going for mana burns now. It looks like this Ancient War was eventually forced to be cancelled, but it looks like actually this has done wonders for Sonic, because it means that he can really do a lot of damage to this Demon Hunter now without taking too much on his own, because he has those 4 extra archers, whereas What Do You Want just has his Demon Hunter. So quite nice move there by him. And it looks like this Wisp actually did manage to get away as well, so that's pretty nice for him as well. So it looks like no boots for What Do You Want, and Sonic does have the boots though, so that's going to be really useful for him. Going to allow him to micro his Demon Hunter away much better, going to allow him to heal up now, move back, and let's take a look. Are there any Hunter's Hall? I don't see a Hunter's Hall for Sonic, and I don't see, oh actually, no, an Ancient of Wonders, so yeah, no Hunter's Hall for either side. As I said, dots not too uncommon on this map. Certainly there have been some really good games where both players have gone dots on this map. such as the Moon versus Soccer game I casted to think of just one, where it was that really epic one where they both went, where they both had like 3 level 6 heroes each or something by the end of it. And anyways, it looks like Demon Hunter is going to continue at creeping here, actually going to use his archers to kill this Red Drake, but interestingly not pulling the creeps away. Instead he's just, not pulling this Red Drake away from the fountain, which is going to mean it takes a bit longer to creep, but obviously considering he can just hide his archers, means he will never actually take too much damage on them. It'll just take slightly longer to creep. It looks like this Naga is now out for What Do You Want, and it looks like he will finish off creeping this camp, and I wonder what item he's going to get. Lion Horse Stormwind, not the item he was hoping for. Something like, oh sorry, what's it called? A True Shot Aura would be really nice in this situation, but it looks like Sonic's actually going to be going in for some really nice time push here. One Ancient of Wonder is actually going to get cancelled again, and so it looks like he's going to be able to do a whole lot here. He's going to stop any tier 2 buildings from going up, although he could put up maybe 1 or 2 here, which isn't too uncommon. And it looks like actually he's going to be doing some damage to Moonwalls and then picking off the archers, or picking off the Wisp when they come to repair. Obviously you can use the Moonwalls to heal off your Wisp, but you don't want to be using your Moon Juice on that. And one Ancient of Wind going up in the back of the base now, but finally the Naga coming back in, and it looks like Sonic's forced to get out of here immediately, actually having to use a TP as well. So that harassment is pretty nice, although I think he did end up losing a lot there, just because he lost an archer, he lost a TP, and he didn't manage to delay the tech too much. We can see actually it looks like he doesn't even really have his tech too far ahead. He has 1 Ancient of Wind going up, and maybe he's just going to go for a 1 Ancient of Wind push actually, because he's not teching to tier 2 quite yet. And looks like actually that's the same going on here for What Do You Want. And looks like actually we're going to see a bit of a battle here. The Naga unfortunately not in a good enough position to actually slow any of the units, and so it looks like this Creepjack will not be of any real consequence. Looks like instead the battle's going to take place far away from that creeping, and it looks like there's it's just going to be a battle of focusing down the Demon Hunters. I know lots of people think like, why would you focus down the Demon Hunter when it's the tank, but obviously the Demon Hunter is sort of the crux of the army. If you don't have that in the battle, as Sonic doesn't have now, you'll see he's going to lose a lot of archers, just because it's so tricky to do any sort of fighting without that Demon Hunter, whereas if you just focus down archers, you can easily staff them away or run them away or whatever, and meanwhile your Demon Hunter and archers are getting into a bad position while chasing down individual archers. So really very much worthwhile to focus down that Demon Hunter, and you can see that's what all the pros do, unless there's sort of one unit in a particularly bad position or something along those lines. And meanwhile we are now seeing a tier 3 tech from What Do You Want, as well as a second Ancient of Wind, and we're actually seeing the same thing here by the looks of things for Sonic. So actually a pretty close mirror at this point. Both sides doing pretty similar things. Obviously Naga second from both sides is pretty common in this situation. And it looks like actually What Do You Want's going to creep out this other camp as well, but actually not actually have his Naga not within the range of the healing fountain. That's a bit of a mistake. He finally does move it in the range, and actually tanking a lot of damage on his Demon Hunter now, which he doesn't want to do because he's going to need to leave it a lot longer. And Rune Bracers, another brilliant item. Even though there's going to be lots of units that are dealing magic damage, we're not going to be seeing too much or anything along the lines of Bolt or anything like that, or Coil Nova would be really useful. So probably not the best item, possibly worth selling as well. And it looks like some pretty nice creeping here going on for Sonic, who is actually going to pick up a Scroll of the Beast. Not good creeping items for either side. A bit unfortunate, because really any other item would probably be better than that, apart from maybe the Mana Wand. But it looks like actually picking up an Inbond Pot and forgetting about this Tome of Agility. Maybe he'll go back for it, although I doubt he will, because it's only 1 agility. Not really worth it. And there's 1 Wisp here which will get picked off. Actually no, looks like no detonate. That's a bit of a surprise. I guess maybe there's a bit of lag or something. It is on Battle.net, I believe, so it's understandable if there's a bit of lag. And it looks like this Demon Hunter is going to be 3, and the Naga 2, and it looks like the tier 3 tech is pretty much close to coming out now, and I imagine it's the same for Sonic here. Yeah, Sonic actually a bit closer to finishing his tech, and at which point they will both get Cyclone, just obviously to keep those Demon Hunters in the air, keep them out of the battle, and then you get those really interesting Archers versus Dots battles where you need to get such good positioning on your Archers, and you need to have the exact right makeup where you just keep on pumping more Dots. At this point, once you have enough archers, which What Do You Want clearly does at this point, and What Do You Want clearly hoping for some better creeping items than really either side had gotten up to this point. Potion of Invulnerability, that's really nice. It'll be very nice in conjunction with a Poison Orb as well, because he can be willing to put his Demon Hunter into a really bad position, really do a lot of damage with it, and not be cycloned. When I imagine the Cyclone upgrade will be coming up any second now, if it's not coming up already. Yeah, it's coming up there already for Sonic, and I imagine we'll be seeing it. Yeah, there it is. We're seeing it from both sides now. So it looks like actually potion of vulnerability and a scroll of healing for that Naga. So actually really nice items for what do you want, just in terms of the things he's bought at least. And it looks like some nice creeping went on here from Sonic in the meantime, but unfortunately I only picked up a Talisman of Evasion. Normally not a terrible item. Actually, ooh, this is quite interesting. A Dark Ranger second here, or third, sorry, for Sonic. Obviously not too uncommon. It's Tinker is the most common thing that you would use it for, just or that you would get at tier 3. But obviously the Silence is very good against those dots because they do tend to clump up a whole bunch. And also the Dark Arrow is pretty nice as well, just for bringing up skeletons, for taking out archers, and for really causing pathing troubles for your opponent, and just doing a nice bit of damage and harassing and scouting and all that as well. And so looks like there was a TP force there, and it looks like what you want might go out, maybe use this Ancient of War to do some creeping here. But meanwhile, it looks like Sonic actually is moving out. He does have Fairy Fire casters on him, so he can't really be doing anything in secret at this point. And he is going to be going to this mine by the looks of things. And we're going to have to see whether or not he can actually capitalize on this, because he might be able to pull the creeps onto this Ancient of War, but I don't think he's going to bother doing that. Instead, he's